spotlight them. And then at the end of the show, we have this magical thing called the Green Room, where we invite creatives who've made an established name for themselves, I guess, on the creative scene. And we've had everything from DJ takeover mixes to live sessions to circus performers. It really is Pandora's box. Even Gemma Collins on one week telling us what it was like to feel claustrophobic in the Big Brother house. It ebbs, it flows. There's a million different people. Documentary makers, Cherry Healy was here just a couple of months ago as well. So it really is a realm to just hear what it's like to have a foot in the door of the creative industry, how they got into what they do, and a little more, I guess, about their story. Now, I always say that this show's brilliant because I get to fangirl professionally over all these cool people that come through. And this next guest who has entered the Green Room created quite a storm on social media and on the streets of Brighton. And this is how they first caught my attention. Inside, but I try to live the right life. My eyes wide and I strive to stop my demons ripping from the inside. This road is dark and I can't find the batteries for my flashlight. I'm blind eyed and I'm tired. Ren, go. Yes. The vocals, madness. And we're about to get into the songwriting as well, because that's also on a completely another level. That's Ren there on the streets of Brighton with his mate Sam Tompkins. It's Ren who I've got chatting to me tonight, because there's so much that goes on with this guy. We've got the guitar techers, we've got the songwriting, we've got the voice that extends to more notes than I can even imagine. And he joins me on the line now, all the way from Canada. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit mangled in my brain today because I've just started a bunch of new medication. We'll get into that later, but I've just started a bunch of new medications. So if I have the eloquence of like a melting cloth or something, it's because I've like plugged up to my eyeballs right now. But yes, hello.
Well, even when you say you're feeling mangled, you still got away with words, and I think that really reflects in your music. We will get to one of the songs you've dropped recently, which does a lot of storytelling. I was saying earlier it's National Storytelling Week, and oh my goodness, you do such an array with that, with the different songs that you've dropped. But yeah, no worries at all. Thank you for joining us. I know it's been you know, quite a couple of weeks for you. We can go into it as much or as little as you want. There is absolutely no pressure, but I'd just love to know how you're doing right now in this moment. A bit mangled, but still feeling like Ren.
No, I'm doing all right. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I mean, how do I? Because there'll be loads of people who are like, who the hell is this guy? So like, to try and summarize my story, I'm right now in Canada being treated for brain damage, which only discovered that I had this year after about a decade with health problems and autoimmunity. So I'm with a specialist.
One of the things that we see.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm with a specialist over here trying to treat that, because I had misdiagnosed Lyme disease for about 6 years because it's so rare in the UK, and that led to a lot of damage when we finally caught it, because I was misdiagnosed as bipolar originally, you know, kind of slipped through the cracks of the medical system.
Right.
And by the time we finally caught it and I was actually correctly diagnosed, like, you know, there was 6 years for the damage to have been done. So by the time I've treated it, there was a lot still going wrong. And during COVID, basically, I treated myself. It's a very long story I'm going to condense into a very, very short time frame, because it's a wacky story. Like I've been with so many doctors and stuff like that. But I had a stem cell transplant in LA. I started blogging from my bed because I thought I was very depressed and I thought I was going to die before I hit 30. I started health blogging from my bed, and a stem cell doctor found it and said, if you can fly out to LA, I'll give you a stem cell transplant. And essentially, I think that's going to give you another chance at life. I did that, and I had this transplant, and it's true. Like, my health started getting back. I started being able to write songs and sing again, which was like, it's like the best gift ever. And it was quite shortly after that song Blind Eye that you played, I got myself out on the streets with Sam. started playing songs again, and it was quite shortly after that the music started going viral and gave me another shot of a career at music, which was like I just wanted a shot of being in a body that would let me live in life. So having that was like a dream come true. So
Sure. Sure.
yeah, man, yeah. So it's good, but anyway, I kind of like after all that, I still had a lot of symptoms, but I was able to make music and be an active member of society. So I was like, that's good enough for me. But then during COVID, I kind of was like, you know what, like I'm still got a lot of pain every day. I still get really dizzy and tired all the time. And I was like, I'm just gonna search for a doctor who can actually finally like kick this thing's ass and help me get back into the, like I think I deserve to live in a body that's free of pain. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna look for a doctor that will sort me out, and I found a specialist. I came over to Canada 3 months ago. He did MRI scan, got brain damage, and at the moment we're just trying to treat that. So that's a very, very long story condensed.
You've done a good job. It sounds like there's lots that you've had to navigate around the passion and love for music and performance. And it sounds like it's not been easy in the slightest. It's kind of ebbed and flowed. And it sounds like you've sort of had moments where you're like, bingo, we've got an answer. Oh my goodness. And then it's like, hang on, that answer doesn't quite, cut the mustard. We need to try and find something else. But I would like to say that I'm very glad that you're in a place where it feels like there is perhaps a positive movement forward with how you're navigating that, and also the fact that with your music has come a lot of online fandom, a lot of online listeners, people watching online. So in a way, I guess you've got that online outlet where, okay, right now I ain't ready to perform because I need to sort some stuff out and I need to put some time into me, but you were able to drop some pretty cool music videos, some pretty cool content, and also keep up with people in your own way in that form.
Yeah, and the most wicked thing about it is that all this stuff that I've gone through, I think like there's so many people who are chronically ill who fall through the cracks of the medical system. And the fact that I've now been put in a position where a lot of people are listening, I feel like hopefully I'll be able to make some positive change, which just makes it alchemizes the whole journey and all the years that I spent like trapped in bed and stuff.
Sure.
And it gives it purpose, mate, and that's wicked. Like that's the best thing I could ask for. Beyond any fame for myself, I don't am bothered about all that noise. If I can do helps people live happier, healthier lives by shining a bit of a light on this, then wicked, man.
For sure. And you had that kind of going on the behind the scenes for a while, and I know, as you said, you've been able to open up the conversation about some of those things that you've been through, but there also maybe is a sense of feeling overwhelmed at times. I know as a creative, I'm really bad at multitasking. I hate this whole phrase, women can multitask. Not me, mate. Nah. I'm quite good at putting a lot of focus into performing and being my best self when that's the only thing I'm focusing on. But when things start to creep in, health things as well that I've experienced sort of down the line, like blood clots and stuff like that, it then sometimes I can feel overwhelmed. But the thing is almost feeling like I have to answer. I appreciate that you have opened up and you have created conversation around those things. But is there feeling as well, I'm sure, of feeling a little bit overwhelmed? Like, people are used to seeing me online. Now I'm not for a little bit. I kind of just want to go through it. Do I need to post? Do I want to post? Do you have those conflicting things like,
100%, mate. And I'm so ADHD as well. So I'm like, my mind's always bad at focusing anyway. But like, when you create something where you are just putting yourself out there 100% honestly and people are connecting, especially if it's something to do with mental health, like you will, at the moment, I get hundreds of messages a day of very like deep personal stories about people with their heads, their journeys and whatever. And like, as one person, I'm the sort of person where like years ago I was such a people pleaser that I'd feel obligated to reply to every single one of those. The thing is, if I did that, I wouldn't have a minute left in the day for myself. And it's been really important as somebody who cares about people to be like, I have to step back from this for my own health's sake. Like, I cannot be the person who replies to every single thing. And I do find that overwhelming. I wish I did have the hours in a day, because all these messages are beautiful and all these people are beautiful. And I wish that I could say something that lifted them all up. But if I can, what decision I made was like, look, if I can just make music, that like answers all of these people's questions and messages all at once, because that can be their companion. They don't necessarily need personalized advice from me because I'm not a qualified doctor. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know my ass from my elbow, but like, so like, I'm not qualified to give them advice. But like, if I can make music that's a companion for them, then that's kind of where I found my peace in it. I'm like, I'm just going to focus what I'm, and then you know,
But I think
let the noise.
I think you've answered it. I think your medicine, as you say, or I know you say, oh, I wish I could reply, but you are in your own way, and that is by writing this magical music that has such a storyline. I can never wait for a music video of yours to drop because I'm like, right, which character am I seeing next? Or like which avenue of how you feel on a day-to-day basis have you coined in this? What is the top line of this piece? And I love everything from sort of the costume element to just the stripped down element. Sometimes it is just you walking around where you're based in that moment with someone with a camera and just sort of like, it's like it's brilliant. It's very authentic. You're in your own little world, doing these things, and but still people feeling like they're a part of that magic, even if you are in that moment in your own little music world, of going through the motions. There's so much. I think we definitely need to get you back, because there is so much to unpick. I'm also conscious that there's a very brilliant song we're going to play out, Hi Ren. So maybe before we get there, I'd love to know a little bit about your favourite element of this creative project that you've kind of created. You know, you were busking on the streets of Brighton, then it lent to collabing with other musicians, and now you're in a place where you can ebb and flow. You can have that backing, but then you can also just go and drop something on your own, and people seem to love whatever avenue you pick. You've got that niche that people love it. It doesn't matter where you seem to go with it. So what's your favourite?
Yeah, my philosophy was this: is always an idea is the most important thing. An idea is more important than budget. An idea is more important than, like, once you find the seed of like as you're saying, like a lot of these videos are really simple, and I do that on purpose, like. Even if someone was like, here's a 50 grand fucking budget. Sorry.
I just got to apologise there for language. Obviously, Ren, I know you're totally aware, and he has apologised, but yes, just got to be mindful. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
But like, I would prefer to refine something down and make the idea as simple as possible, so that, because I do think the idea is the most important thing, and that's like the approach I try and take with all of my music. Like, you refine it down, you strip away all the unnecessary flashy bits that don't need to be there, and because I think there's a tendency is in this industry to go the opposite way and go, right, let's bulk this video up with fast cars, attractive people, flashy things, expensive things, and I kind of take the opposite approach and be like, how do you make this idea so good that if there's not a lot going on, people are still totally captivated? Because that for me is that, then it's exciting for me to do that. So like with the stuff I've been doing recently, like with Hi Ren, it's just a super simple music video, and for some reason it's really connected, and I think it's because it's just focusing on the message.
It's raw and authentic, and I think as well it's that magic of people feeling like they're in the same room. I remember watching you go live back in the day, I guess back in the day when I discovered you like 4 years ago or whatever it was, and watching your lives, and I just wanted to be part of that live session. I was like, oh, let me go on the piano, let me just like tinkle something whilst you guys are just flowing over it, because that's how it makes people feel. I guess because it's so stripped down, it does make people feel like they're part of that session, or they feel like they're bouncing off of that creativity.
That's what I love about busking and then busking videos, because you'd have and you also reach such a like wide range of people. So you'll have people from 80 years old down to like 8 months old, and you have little kids dancing on the street, or like and that's what I love about it. It's totally inclusive, and I think that's how music. It's like universal, isn't it? It's totally inclusive, and I think that's how music should be. So I love that.
It's brilliant. It's got that front row feel, doesn't it? Look, I know that you're in Canada at the moment, working on some really important things. I hope that you get the answers that you're hoping for, or at least some sort of headway, just to feel like you've come back with maybe. Just to feel like you've maybe navigated more, or you've come back with a little more than you did when you first went to Canada. We have to get you. I mean, I want you to be in a place where you feel like you've done that, but equally, I'm being selfish. We need you in for a live session.
I will.
Be wonderful.
When I'm back. To be honest, I'm already feeling it's mad. Like I've gone my whole life like bouncing from doctor to doctor, but this is the first time that I'm already feeling a little bit of a shift, and it's such a positive sign for this early on. So like, I'm really hoping that I come back in 6 months just like full of beans, and I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to come in and do a session. It'd be wicked.
Fantastic. Oh well, look, we look forward to it. There's no pressure. Just when it's right, when you feel like, yeah, I could do a trip to London. Let's get the guitar out, have a jam, have a catch up. That'd be sick. But I think we need to get into Hi Ren, and just introduce Hi Ren and give me the top line on why this has captivated so many people online.
I think a lot of people relate to it because it's like that self-critical voice, you know, that voice in the back of your head. It's like everybody's ambitious with something, and I feel like every single person can relate to having a voice that tries to drag you down. It's like, nah, you're not good enough, you can't do that. And it's kind of about accepting that voice and doing it anyway, and overcoming your own self-inflicted adversity. And I think that battle in my mind is one of the, like, it resonates throughout every single person on the planet, and I guess that's why it's connected. I'll let the song kind of speak for itself rather than say too much about it, because a lot of people probably don't know who I am. So
don't be silly.
Yeah.
God, I sang blind-eyed at a little gig at a tiny pub somewhere in Surrey that nobody goes, and the bar staff were like, "I love this one. This is so good." Yeah, so don't undersell yourself.
You know what was weird, actually? I was in this beautiful little town called Banff, just outside of Calgary, where I'm staying, and it's the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was just walking through, and yeah, that was the craziest thing. Somebody ran up to me and were like, "Ren, I knew you were like I'm on the opposite." That stuff, it still blows my mind. I still never get used to that, because it's like this really small, like skiing, snowboarding in the mountains town, and I was like, how the hell have I been recognized here? It was, yeah, that blew my mind. But yeah, anyway, fair play. Also, I just want to say fair play. This is a really long song, so I appreciate you playing it out.
Well, thank you for joining me on air, and look, enjoy the sights, enjoy all that, you know, Canada brings, and we really look forward to catching up with you for a live sesh when the time comes. But for now, this is Hi Ren. Bye, Ren.
Bye.
Hi there, Ren. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, are you pleased to see me? It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Nick off, dumb boy.
Nah, mate, this time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place, and my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great, and when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man, cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere.
Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or
Thanks to Alice Dale. You're listening to Carrie Grant on BBC Radio London, and now it's time for the news.
At 10 with the BBC News, I'm Mark Summers. Firefighters have voted.
That was my first national radio interview of the year, and I swore live on air twice by mistake. I am a fucking